hello, hello. Good afternoon, everybody. Hope y'all are doing well. I'm going to go ahead and pop in here our check-in link into the chat. So for those of you who are coming in, you can just go ahead and get checked in on that lovely link right on the screen. And then I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen super quickly and then stop for a second actually, because it will blow up my face to be an actually standard size and we're not just staying at the corner of my screen. Hello, hello. Awesome. Okay, so really quickly, I say we jump right in. We're going to do the ticker here for our home base link, and then we'll leave our check-in link up for a second. For those of you who come in late, that home base is also going to have a check-in link for you, and then we will go from there pretty much. But that should be everything. Hello. Let's see here. Let's turn the music back on just so we have something that keeps us company in the background. We won't make it too loud. Just kind of chill. Background music helps dull the noise, or dull the quiet, just in case I'm, end up sitting here in silence and thinking for a minute or two. I find that it's a little bit helpful. Maybe a little bit louder on your end. Perfect. All right, and then I'm actually gonna turn down a tad on mine. And then, yeah, so let's go ahead and really quickly give a brief summary of what we have been working on the last couple of days, sort of what our project looks like and everything else. I'm going to go ahead and take this check-in banner down so that you can see the rest of my screen. And we'll jump into some of the progress that we made in part 1 and part 2, and then go from there. Looks like we might have a PR. Fixing MongoDB URI problem. Create a .env file and add. Yeah. No, I understand I have an .env file, but what's the commit for the actual process.env? Yeah, unless I'm missing something. I mean, welcome to try it. I'm going to go ahead and check out this branch from somebody that worked on. Okay, that's all right. That might not work. I wonder because I don't have permissions for it. Get ignore, made changes. Did we get to push up these changes, or what happened? Yeah, part 2 progress. Yeah, that's just process.env. I'm going to go ahead and mute this guy really quickly so I'm not getting random phone dings here. And then we'll go from there after. So they're saying that they had SRC, server SRC DBJS, and that worked fine. Why is that not moving? Sure, let me move it in. Yes, okay. Then package lock, that's fine. Package lock, I want to add these two guys and my git ignore. Then I want to say forgotten 2 changes. Let's go ahead and push these up. And I think now if I do a git pull, should be good to go. Yeah, main and origin main, that makes sense. Then let me see here, that's the PR. Okay. So all the files changed. We're just MongoDB URI here. And just getting rid of that. Okay. We'll see if that helps it. Few changes. All right, we'll go ahead and check that. So they're saying that it has to be MongoDB URI. Right. Then if not MongoDB URI, MongoDB URI here. Get rid of this guy. What does that? Yeah, I already have a .env file, so that's not the issue. On console.log. Should just be like that here. And then otherwise, catch this error, console.log. MongoDB connection error, that's the const connect to DB with your async and your MongoDB URI here and your .mconfig. Let me go ahead and cd into our server, then our interesting. And then I'm just gonna run node. I'm gonna have a hard time remembering what those commands were. Might take me a second to remember what we even did, how to run it. Give me a second to pull that up. So yeah, run your server. Yeah. All right, let me comment that on there as well. And then I doubt that that is affecting it, but I need to remember how to run the server here. So it should be npm run dev Missing script dev. How did we run it last time? I can't forget. No, I don't remember. How I did it. Okay. Yeah, so it's node index.js. There we go. That's how they're running it. Okay. MongoDB connection string not found in environment variables. Yeah, so this isn't a fix unless I'm missing something. Because all you did was do process.env.mongodb URI. And then all you did is await mongoose connect, console log, catch error. Yeah. Conversation. I'm going to actually close this. Fortunately, this was not the solution and is actually redundant to a fix we tried first thing. Closing this PR. So we went ahead and closed out that PR here, just because sadly that's not the error here. Just our .env.config is not working correctly, which is super unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, I'm aware of that, but I already have the correct URI in here. So like that's not the fix, because I already have it in my .env variables for what it's worth. I mean, even if I log in, right? And then give me a second to do that, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for just a 2-second thing so I can log in here without flashing on my PII. Jimin! There we go. Cool. I'm gonna share my screen. I'll go back to this guy. Right, but you already have your DB password, the password for the database, Mongo database through remote login. Let me check that it does not. Yeah, because the password's listed on there. Your IP must not have been added to access the Mongo database through remote login. Function params are URL encoded. I mean, even if we go, right? We do have in here, I'm pretty sure, if we go to my package log, Mongo, yes. That isn't new. Should be under the security tab in the Mongo dashboard. Okay. So security. No, my IP address is on the access list. You know what? I wonder it's messing with it. Might be my VPN, actually. Let me check that is disabled real quick. No, disabled. So, yeah. All right. Yeah, I don't mean to flash my IP on here, but I just do inspect button. I guess I can erase it, right? But if I show you real quick, if I share my screen right now, all right, if you see it in here, I know it's super, super small, but I had an IP access list, and in here, right, there's my IP address, right? And it says created as a part of the auto setup process. Not to mention that like the add entry button is all grayed out because, well, everything is fine. So from what we figured out, it's not a Mongo issue because we did this yesterday for a little bit, or not yesterday, Sunday. Yes. We actually believe it's not a Mongo issue, but instead it's an issue of .env because as we ran .env.config here, if instead of using the .env, I paste in my MongoDB URI right here, right? Like as a showcase, right? And then I run it, then I get connected to MongoDB Atlas perfectly fine. So the issue here is with the .env file and however we're going about that, which is, I think, more of an interesting, which is why also we've added this whole process, right? Instead of getting like, that's why we're getting MongoDB connection string not found in environment variables. So I think there's an issue with my like config.env setup. .env not reading out in file. Yeah, .env is not reading environment variables. It's not going to work. Okay. So it's saying to maybe I need to move the env into the src file and then try it. No. Should be in server. Now if I try it again, right? Still not found in those variables. So user password API key, that's fine. Relative path to .your env. If you're invoking from a nested file, so console.log instead of the parent directory. So they're saying that potentially if I config.env from the path, right, being .env here with the double dots, still not it though. I'm gonna try and run this guy first. Okay. Files treated requires not okay. They're saying that, you know, right? If I do .env.config instead, right? It's saying parse to nothing. So that's why I try to instead run with that path. Still gets no such file or directory open parent env, right? So it's like if I move it down into the parent, right? And then I try to run it, then it's still saying parsed is nothing though. Like, so the location of the .env is not what matters here. If I move it into server and then I do console, right, .env.config here, right? Or maybe I try, even if I try, you know, console.log .env.config, right, as a curiosity, right, then try to run, I'm still getting parsed nothing, and then it's not getting the actual connection string. So .env not parsing string. Okay, .env, sure. You're kidding me. What is this? So are you just saying that like MongoDB URI, like replace it here? Do that, run that? No, that didn't fix it. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, whatever. Right, because this is your const MongoDB underscore URI, right? In your server, your node modules, right? Const MongoDB underscore URI. Run this. Let me just make sure. I have autosave on, so saving shouldn't affect anything. Even if I try to move env in here, right? Yeah, this is where we're getting no such file or directory. So then that makes sense, right? Because that if I move it back into .env, it's telling me that I have the file in the right location, but it's still just parsing nothing, which is interesting. Import mongoose, import .env, import path. But the issue isn't path. Like, if the issue was the path, it wouldn't be like you would get the same errors we're getting right now. It's finding the .env file perfectly fine. It's just parsing nothing from it, which is the interesting thing. Okay, let me just check to humor myself. The .env is installed. Up to date, yeah. Still getting nothing. Which is so interesting. I forgot override true. Shouldn't import. Do I need to not .getignore my env file? Is that the error? Like, if I remove .env from my getignore, right? And I look at all of my getignores, right? And I remove these guys. I don't even know I have multiple getignores here, so I'm going to delete this guy. Well, actually, I shouldn't have a parent getignore. I should delete this. So it should have a client getignore and a server getignore, right? Now if I try it, still no. So it's not the getignore that's causing it, right? So I should be able to just do .env here. MongoDB connections right now. Console.logging. Console.log. Process.env. MongoDB URI. Yeah, no, that's going to return nothing. Undefined. Okay, so can I try, out of curiosity, const test is going to be just equal to a test variable. Cool. And then I'm going to also try to log test. Right? Process.env.test. Run this. Parsing nothing. Undefined, undefined. So looks like the error is in my .env file. Dot file not parsing string. Use a backtick to wrap the string. Okay, sure. Humor me. Would it be the colon at the end? No. How about dropping the const? Sure, worth a shot. Same with single quotes. Okay, wait, parsed. It does start with MongoDB SRV. What are you talking about? Oh my God. Okay, cool. Is the const really the issue here? That would be insane. Okay, parsed. Cool. So MongoDB URI. Sweet. Then where's this error starting apparently? Just line 7? Okay, oh sure. MongoDB URI. Okay, Fine var. Okay. Valid string. What? Why? MongoDB connection error. Valid scheme expected string to start with. It's literally the same string that used to work though. Like, that's what I'm confused on. Like, why in the world does it not work when I do this? Like, literally works fine. Replace that. Does not work fine. You have a single quote. Oh, did I add in an extra single quote? Where? Where? These are both double. Double, double. No, you're good. You're good. I'm just frustrated. I mean, this is already better than it was, right? Because at the very least now, this is reading. Now, why in the world was it not reading earlier? Because now when I try it, right now it's parsing. So it had to do with the const, which is fine. I don't care too much about it being const. So process.env.mongodb URI. Cool. So now I want to console.log that, and also console.log just MongoDB URI, the variable. And try to compare these two. And then run this, right? So then we're getting parsed is... Am I missing something? Those are identical, right? Does it have to do with a colon at the end? Because if so, you've got to be kidding me. Yes. Okay. It's the colon. Got it. Fixed it. Yeah, that took way too long. That took frustratingly way too long. We're going to delete these console logs, and then we're going to go ahead and now, let me see if now the const works. No. So const messes with it. So let's just go ahead and run these guys. I'm going to go ahead and run new terminal window, git checkout dash b bug / env or .env. Run that. Git add all, git commit -m bug fix for PR, git push. We'll need to set the upstream. That's fine. Git push. Cool. So now we have that. We can go ahead and make a PR now and say for this, this includes the primary bug fixes for the MongoDB setup and .env issues, specifically due to errors in the .env file. The file doing good was not parsing correctly. Issue, we already did self-review of my code. Perfect. And then let's do bug report. We'll copy this link and then issue 12, create PR, git and We'll check our security, merge PR, confirm the merge. Perfect. Delete the branch. Git checkout main. Git pull. Perfect. All right, amazing. So now we've got this guy all sorted. Our git ignores for servers and client, our file config, our indexes, and so on and so forth. We have our server. This is where we run our GitHub commands. I'm going to cd into my client here, and then we'll leave a third shell for where we run our errors. And then I'm going to go ahead and close out, closing PR with closing due to fix explained in PR number 14. Thanks for attempting to fix 2. Close of comment and pinned that. Amazing. We've got PRs are closed. Everything is done here. Fork stars, issues, license in here, right? Built with. We'll go ahead and add those in later. Actually, we could write that out as a quick issue for someone to complete. New issue, feature requests. Feature requests, add built with into readme.md file. Add about tech stack into readme.md. Ideally, follow the GitHub template we initially started with in part 1 of the stream. Motivation, why are we doing this? Cleaner plus nicer README encourages more contributions from which is awesome. And then any alternatives or solutions or features that you've considered? None. Want to add onto the README. We'll just go ahead and delete these 2 parts. Label as enhancement, create it. And then also we'll do feature request, prerequisites, and installation. Into readme.md, add prerequisite text stack into readme based on contents of package locks. In both client and server. Tells future users and developers more about what we want to develop and the tools they need to run or work with the app. Not give this information, make the community confused and sad. additional context. We're also gonna add good first issue. Create here, and then we'll also do add an enhancement and a good first issue tag, and we'll also do a enhancement and a good first issue tag on this guy. Perfect. So now we've got some enhancement and good first issue fixes on here. And I think we can kind of work on what we want to build out next. So this is where we will add in our database connection. So I want to create I think what I want to is work on our database schema. Okay. So now what I want to do is hop in here, and I think go ahead and create some models potentially. Name, email. Okay, so now I'm trying to think about how I want to lay out. So, well, right now, I mean, we could just try, npm run dev, right? If we run our client, well, not much happens besides backend says nothing, right? But so, right, if we take a look at, app.jsx and then ping. Why does this ping even come from? So, because that's to connect to our express.json connect to DB, right? Then it says console.log here. And then it's saying that, we get sure, right? app.listen or app.js x, right? Then we say ping, and then in index.js, we're saying connect to DB first. Or would we have to? No, because we would have to run node index.js at the same time. And now I think if we refresh the page, it should say backend say ping. Let me try that again. No. Okay, because what I'm trying to mainly do right now, right, is connect up the front end to the back end. Hello, hello. So const app, right? And then we could do, right? Because it's running, server is running on wherever, app.listen.port, right? Const port 3001, server is running on, connected to MongoDB Atlas, right? If I go now to db.js, now I don't even need this to be console.log here, right? I should just be able to do config, right? Then rerun the server. Server is running connected, right? Then in here, so this is what happens when we connect to DB and we export the default connect to DB here, right? That's in db.js. Then in index.js, we have app.listen and then server is running. So app.get ping should return Pong. Okay, connect to DB / ping, or is it just because I'm not on ping? So if I go to ping, nothing happens, which is, you know, it is what it is, I guess. And I do get a log that says app.listen, right? Server is running on. So, because backend right now says nothing, which makes sense because it's saying, right, go ahead and do that, function app, set ping use state, so on and so forth, right? So what I want to do now is get the data from Mongo, right? Like get some sample data. So data from Mongo be the name teacher and then display that on the app on the front end. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to need a route. So server, so I will need models, so for now, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna attempt to start out this guy, right? So in models, which I'll create a new folder called models, I want to create a new file and go back down into that, call it, we'll call it your teacher. That's right. And then in here, I want to say const mongoose, and I'll require mongoose, const teacher schema, make a do mongoose schema, set their name and their email for now. I don't need anything else. Because, well, I don't want anything else. Then name and email, sure. No. So name and email, right? Just like that. And then I want to modules, export, do teacher schema here. right? And then it looks like I'm gonna need a new folder called routes. Into my routes folder, I will need to add a new file, call it teachers.js, sure. Run an express, right? Then const router, const teacher require teacher model, then run router get, right? Then try to find a teacher, then run in here module.exports router, sure. Then in index.js, you want to add in connect.db, right? I'm gonna do const teacher routes require the route, then say app.use teachers. Why is it /API? Then I want to say in the app, right, const use the state here, right? Then use effects. I want to get fetch localhost 3001 teachers. Guess that would be like API /teachers, right? Teachers router /teachers, then do res, okay, res then response dot, okay, let's do response dot JSON, right? And then and then say try teachers here, and then try to map each teacher to that, right? Cool. And then we'll do origin will be not 3000, will be 5173 here. 5173, there we go. And then, yeah. Okay, and then I would do, a route. Okay. And then if I wanted to do router post, interesting. Let's try to run the server now. Okay, apparently in teacher router, yeah. Import teachers router from that, right? Try this instead. Does not provide an export name default. What are you talking about? Oh, I guess instead of router here, we should do teachers router. There we go. Try this instead. The requested module does not. What are you talking about? This is why we do not learn web dev all in one sitting. The requested module does not provide an export called teacher router. I'm sorry, am I missing it? Is it not right there? It does though. Literally does though. Module.exports. Oh my god. Yuck. Well, right now there's no attempt even made at posting a teacher because, well, I can't. So the requested module does not provide an export. It literally does, though. Like, are you blind? The requested module does not provide an export in default. Let's ask AI here because I'm losing my mind. Okay. Yeah. So it's saying I have to use require? That makes no sense. Const teacher routes. Isn't require deprecated anyway? Where routes teachers JS. Okay, sure. Run this guy. Yeah. All right, I think I need a quick break to not bash my head against the wall for over and over. So I'm going to be back in like 2 minutes, hopefully with some better answers. I just need a stretch break so my brain doesn't go to mush. I will see y'all in a few short seconds. Hello, hello. Welcome back. Okay, I'm lost. I'm gonna be completely honest. What is this db.js? Server. All right, time to look up. Okay. Export const. Should be export default router like that, right? And now if I try to run it, it should work. No. Okay, so they're saying export default. And now try it. Const express require express. Yeah, okay. Hold on. So instead, import mongoose from mongoose, then try import express from express, import teacher, and const routers. Teacher.js. Try it now. Server's running. Connected to Atlas. Now if I close out the front end, run the here, refresh, still get nothing. Connected to MongoDB Atlas. Okay. Adding a get and a post. I still have no teachers shown on the app. Oh, also, I don't know why it says quick break. We're already back. Let's go ahead and go to the database. So Mongo Atlas here. Right, so I should be signed in already. I don't know why I'm not. I'm gonna just. Oh, there we go. Okay. Do want to delete sample underscore mflix here. Drop these guys. I have test teachers here. Right, so my post doesn't really work. So I would have to insert a document. Right, okay. So would I add a new? Okay, cool. Sweet. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to do a new terminal window here, right? That will curl up this thing, all right? So I'm gonna do curl dash x post, and I do have HTTP, right? Localhost 3001/API/teachers. You know what? I'm gonna just delete this, re-add this, paste this. Okay. Something's happening. Curl. Let's try to run this. See what happens here. Mm-hmm. 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 All right. Attempting to run a test here. Curl. Yeah, nothing's happening with the index, which is interesting. Teachers.js. API teachers test. Okay. Hmm. All right, we got more errors to debug, which is always fun. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is honestly really frustrating. Honestly, don't even know how much of this is worth pushing up. Doesn't feel like much right now. Kind of want to just start over, which sounds awful, but honestly, like, would probably feel a lot better. Let's revert all of these changes because I just don't feel like it was the most useful. I'll be honest. I'll go ahead and push these up. Added VM run dev settings. I'll commit these guys, sync the changes up, and go from there. Yeah. We've got our bug report. All right, our feature requests in here, our actual app, our part 2, and our part 3 summary. I don't know if it's anything helpful here. We'll move these guys. And I don't think we need anything in here, honestly, so far. As that's our part 1 summary, our repo, our database link. So something is being created here, somewhat correctly, for lack of a better word, because we had a mongoose connection to our DB. What I do want to do, though, I think, is kind of just start that over, because I mean, honestly, just like, it's been so frustrating to deal with. Load a sample data set. No. Add my own data, yes. And then all of these things, yeah. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything that I want to do for the end of this stream for sure. Something that might be like, honestly, relatively chill for us to complete, considering the changes that I want to make. I might work on our contributing.md file and some of the tools that we need so far. Just kind of trying to organize things a little bit in here, right? Because we have our GitHub, our client, our server, right? Our license, our contributing.md, our package locks here. I don't know why MongoDB was installed here. I'm pretty sure it's also in, right? Yeah, so we'll delete this package.json, I think, because I shouldn't need it on this parent side. And then same thing, I think, with this package lock JSON. Let me just try to run these still now with both the client, and I'm going to close out these guys and then run npm run dev here. Works perfectly fine. Just connect up this guy, npm run dev here. Works perfectly fine. Amazing. right? So I'm gonna say that in here, he removed redundant dependencies, and we'll click commit and sync these changes up. Then I think we have, our license, our README, and our contributing docs. And then it really just comes down to .github client server, which I think makes perfect sense here, right? Then now if we go up in here, should hopefully be a little bit more reasonable. And then, right, we've got built with, prerequisite, our roadmap, things like that, that are working through here. And then of course our issues. I do think I want to create a template. Let's see. We've got a nice little go ahead and copy this. So we'll go ahead and hop into contributing.md here and try to edit it. This is a nice little template. Introduction. First off, thank you for considering contributing to Nudged. And then following these guidelines helps to communicate and respond to time. It is in the source. Communicate to us. Honestly, I don't know. I think based on, right, because we have to, I think this is one of my contributing.md build with add prerequisites into readme.md. I think are the general ones. Contributing, and then new issue. I don't think there's really anything else in here that needs to happen right now. We'll go ahead and I think maybe for now, just go ahead and call it a day. I don't think there's anything that we can realistically do in 13 minutes that is worth our time. So I'm going to go ahead and thank you all very, very much for coming. I really appreciate all your time and your energy and your help throughout the whole stream. It was overall pretty fun, although I don't think we got as much done necessarily as I wanted, or really anybody wanted. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. We will wrap this one up for now. I'm hoping to come back to it in the future, but we'll wrap this one up for now tomorrow. Same time, same place. So if you enjoyed this week or the last 3 times we've done this, feel free to go ahead and join me for part 4 tomorrow from 5 to 7 p.m. Central. It's still something indeed. we fixed that bug. And maybe that's all that we got accomplished in an hour and 40 minutes, but it's like that sometimes, it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and head out, get some rest, and come back rested and rejuvenated and ready to roll for our stream tomorrow. So I will see you all then. And yeah, I don't think I have anything else to add really. I'm just going to probably go ahead and pop on that little open source screen. And that is all. Alrighty, bye everybody.